absolutely ridiculous. They'll believe anything. They'll believe anything. Maybe. Welcome back, everybody. It's a sad, sad day on the No Idea channel. Because Abby hasn't watched Top Gun yet. Oh my god!
Like a very minority.
Yeah, you're like a one-person minority. I think everybody else has already seen it, right?
You can see lots of people sure about the after 36 years, all the characters, how they change.
Yeah.
I think it's like amazing. Like Tom Cruise, like didn't almost not change anything.
He's hardly changed, right?
He's hardly changed.
Yeah.
I still watch a lot of YouTube talk about the Top Gun. All right.
Sure. So even though you've watched people and seen people talking about it, you still haven't watched it.
I have heard a lot.
So Abby, please tell us why you haven't watched Top Gun yet.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if we can forgive her for that one, but we'll try. But anyway, welcome back to the No Idea channel. We haven't done too many videos recently. Life has just taken over. But we're doing it today, so it's great to be doing it with you again, Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
So we're going to get into this and give Abby a lot more trouble about not watching Top Gun. But let's get into it, right? So what have you heard about Top Gun?
At least like everyone I know,
Yeah.
after they watch Top Gun, they say, "Oh, that's very nice," and I think there are two mainly reasons for they said it. One is that they think Tom Cruise is so cool. Like he barely changed, right? And he could also play the volleyball on the beach with those young actors.
Yeah, he did it in both movies as well. Have you seen the first one?
No, but
I'm leaving. You haven't seen the first one.
But I also see some people like compare them on YouTube. Oh, this is what the first movie what they say, and that's what now they try. Okay, I think they try to the Top Gun.
Yeah.
They try to respect the first one, so there's a lot of
Similar scenes. Yeah.
Similar scene. They try to like copy that.
Sure, but why though? Why do you think they did that?
Why?
I mean, of all the different ways they could have gone, they went really old school with it.
They do very old school, right? This old school style. I already watched some pieces of it. Okay, so I can.
Are you cheating as well? Jeez. All right, we can't forgive her. It's impossible.
Yeah. Okay, I think what they do is like, it's a very typical movie style, but
Typical of when though?
since I was when I was young.
Okay, typical of the past, sure.
Typical of the past,
but not
yeah.
typical of now.
Yeah. Maybe 15 or
20
years ago, the kind of movie.
Yeah,
It's very classic.
sure.
Very classic.
I actually watched the first one again recently. I just turned on the TV and it was on the other day, and I watched it. It was really interesting. You should definitely watch the first one.
The first one.
I mean, I've seen it so many times in the past already, but just to watch it now after having watched the second one was pretty interesting. But I mean, I've talked with a lot of people, and I suppose this is going to get us into our topic, right? It seems like for a lot of people, they haven't been able to really explain exactly why they liked it, but everybody really liked it.
Yeah, and I also think the second point, they think the pilot in the plane, in the how to say,
The flying was good, yeah.
the flying. They say,
Yeah.
wow, the view, because you can see
Yes.
what their
Sure.
emotion. They think, wow, that's good.
So as far as new technology goes, I think the way it was filmed, the inside the airplane part, that was really, really good, yeah.
Exactly.
But I still don't think that that's exactly why so many people enjoyed it. I've thought about it so much. It's like as soon as I left the movie theater, I was driving with my wife, and I just said to her, I said, that was a movie that, I mean, I'm 43 years old, so that's the movie that I know. There were no agendas at all. There was nothing in that movie. No one was trying to tell me I should believe or think a certain way about any issue. It was just an escape. Like I ate all the popcorn. I always have the largest popcorn you can buy. If there's no popcorn, I don't go. That's me. I don't like movies, popcorn. If I don't have popcorn, it spoils the experience. I'll go another day. So I ate the popcorn, but I also took candy and a churro. I didn't fucking eat any of it. I ate the popcorn. But I was so like into the movie. I was watching. I was like, whoa, and I was eating the popcorn that I didn't even eat the candy, which for me is like, I love food, right? So this doesn't happen. I can't remember the last movie I watched.
Wow, you forgot to eat it?
Yeah, it was just I was just too into the movie, right? Because it was an escape. It was getting into that whole world, watching the movie, like kind of moving as I saw the people moving, and just completely lost in the experience.
You mean like really focusing, immersed into the cinema?
And that's what I remember movies being, right? Movies were this escape. They were this way to get away from your normal life, get into another universe, and just take a break from life. I think that what really happened to that movie, which is quite different, is just that. And that so many of the movies now, and not just movies, TV shows, everything, are all full of politics.
Oh, and you remember me, like recently I watched a movie. It's about timing. I forgot the name.
Timing? What do you mean timing?
Like they have a parallel world.
Oh,
so you can jump into different...
Time travel.
Time travel.
Okay.
So, I forgot the name.
It's a recent movie?
Yeah, it's very recently.
Okay.
What's that name? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I haven't seen it. No. Would you recommend it?
No. Sorry. I went to
I
went to cinema because it has a very high rank, and also there's a famous Asian actress as a main character. I watched it. I think they tried to put too much scenes inside the movie.
But I mean, it's in everything now, right? And I think that this is basically the topic for this video, is that this is something that I think the left has done over the last 20, 30 years. They got this kind of ideology and Marxist ideology into education and also into entertainment. And they've been using this to try and push the agenda.
For example?
Well, I mean, just look at how they spoiled the most recent few Star Wars movies.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, you watch these movies and often you'll see, like, how about looking at James Bond recently? Like, you heard a lot about it. The movie wasn't bad, but why was there a female black James Bond in the beginning of that movie?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, she was the new 007, right? So
you mean they try to put more female character into
that movie? So there needs to be a female of color James Bond. What? Which doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Because why not just make a movie about a cool female black spy? But they don't do that. They need it to be. They need, like, now. If you look at a lot of the comic books, Superman has a gay son.
Oh, right? You mean they try to put LGBTQ in everywhere?
That's just one of them, and they've been doing it for a very, very long time, putting politics into everything. You read comic books, there's politics. You watch TV shows, there's politics. You watch movies, there's politics. They've made politics into everything. And to be honest with you, I think people are getting sick of it because they actually ruin movies. The last few Star Wars movies are horrible. I mean, like, I've got nothing against lesbians and gays and everything, but when they just start putting it into movies, like Star Wars is set in a galaxy a long, long time ago. Why did they have, like, I think a lesbian kiss in the last Star Wars, one of them?
I mean, you mean they just want to put the kind of thing into that. They don't care about if it's a smooth or if it's not logic, anything.
Yeah, it's
they just want
put
to put
in there. And then they had this female black James Bond person, but then she didn't disappear, but her role was down and his came back. So it wasn't like the movie was even really about her. It was just put in, and you can't really see exactly why, except for politics. And to be honest with you, I think that people are getting very, very tired of being lectured to by the left in everything.
like everything everywhere, like it's very
Sure. And that's why you saw that
people.
This movie Top Gun had $150 million budget, and now it's done more than $1 billion. And then at the same time, you start seeing these articles saying other Hollywood film houses shouldn't start copying this, making movies like this from the past. This has just happened once. How do they know it'll only happen once? And why are they trying to tell people it will only happen once? Because they don't want this. They don't want people going back to those days. You know, I mean, if you're making a movie about America, it makes sense that most of the people would be white in that movie because most of the people are white. If you're doing a movie about fighter pilots, again, most of them will be men. There'll be a few women. And I watched the first Top Gun again, and there was a black pilot in the first one, and I think in the second one now as well. And that logically makes sense. It's not there to say, you know, like there should be a person like this in this movie. It just makes logical sense. But then you get other movies where they're putting different gender or different sexuality or a different race person in there just to have them there, to be representative.
They try to put everything into say maybe they put black people, Asian.
Yeah, they try to make it representative, like this Eternals, I think, that came out.
Like it seems like if you don't put that, the movie gonna get scolded. The kind of feeling, right?
Whereas if I watched a movie about something happening in Africa, I would hope to see that almost every person in the movie would be black.
I know,
that's what should happen, right? Because that's telling a story. And if you're telling a story about a galaxy a long, long time ago, why would that galaxy have the same kind of social stuff going on there? Why did we need to see two lesbians kissing each other in Star Wars?
The part reminds me, like recently, every TV shows in Netflix or in the movie recently, every movie they have a scene about lesbian kissing, gay kissing.
Because it's underneath. They're trying to normalize this stuff.
You just feel like why now everyone is like
sure, but they are good.
I'm not against them, but I just feel like why all of a sudden everyone is like the same gender kissing each other.
Sure. Have you ever watched a lesbian movie?
Huh?
Have you ever watched a lesbian movie?
I'm not I'm not.
I've watched a few. I quite enjoy them actually. There was one, I think it's like The Color Blue, or Blue is the palest color or something. I really enjoy it. It's a long movie, man. It was like three and a half hours. I think it was a while ago. But if there's a cool movie about lesbians, fantastic.
Oh, all right.
There's a movie about a black spy who's a woman and she's doing some stuff. Awesome. But then the other thing they're doing now is they make movies where they have women. And it's really not realistic at all. It's like there's one girl and there's like four big guys, and you see her, there's like four guys lying on the floor, and you're like, yeah, okay, that's real. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I go, like some stuff, and then you're like, okay, it's a little bit strange. And then like Captain Marvel, like the whole story development of the character of Captain Marvel was really strange. It wasn't like your traditional superhero where your superhero has some kind of a negative, some kind of a flaw. You know, like Superman has kryptonite, and they all have some kind of a weakness somewhere. Like her character development was strange, and I didn't get it. But anyway, so going back to this, like I think that to put this in a way that's easy to understand, this is the silent majority speaking in a silent way with the money coming out of their pockets.
And they use money to vote? They say, we don't want to watch this.
Yeah, and everybody's going to watch this movie that's got zero agendas.
Yeah.
And then you look at some of the streaming companies, and the streaming companies are losing. Disney, which is not purely a streaming company, but they're also losing. How many bad movies? So Abby and I were just having a look at an article, and they were showing this, right? They were saying that, where is it? That Netflix recently lost 200,000 subscribers. And I think that that's not, it's actually worse than that, because they'd actually been predicted to gain 2.5 million or 2.7 million, but then they actually lost 200,000. And I've heard many people complaining about Netflix's programming, right? The stuff with Dave Chappelle, you know, people were like the left was complaining about that. The stuff with Ricky Gervais, which is the comedy specials, but the left was complaining about that. But then people really complained about some of the other ones, like Cuties. Do you know Cuties?
Oh no, it's like kids
It's
dancing,
like kids doing sexy dancing and
uh-huh.
stuff, yeah, where they actually got the kid actors to do strip dancing.
I haven't watched that, but I know it's
I
very
watched it.
controversial.
Yeah.
You watched that?
No, I haven't. I don't want it. But then I have the one I have watched. I've heard people complaining about is Big Mouth. Big Mouth is like a cartoon, but it's extremely sexualized. I think kids see that. And then there was... So then recently I saw that Netflix actually sent a letter to the employees saying, we're going to be producing content that's more for everybody. And if you don't like this, you might think about leaving the company. So I think that they won't admit it, but this whole go woke, go broke thing is happening because people aren't willing to... People don't want to spend their money supporting the stuff where they feel like every time they want to be entertained, they're being lectured to and trying to taught some kind of a lesson about how they're supposed to feel all that, right? I don't want to see that. And you mentioned Thor, the new Thor movie. So when I went to watch Top Gun, I saw the trailer. And I was also really surprised.
It's trailer, so I only watch trailer, but it's like they have a female Thor.
Yeah, it's a female Thor
like
now,
his ex-girlfriend. So
I can get past that one, but then I saw him being tied up and someone taking off all his clothes, and everyone's laughing at him because he's naked.
Yeah.
And then the two women not going to help him, but rather kind of hanging back and enjoying him going through this embarrassing moment. And I was thinking, but if you had to change that around, people would be making a crazy noise.
Think about if it's like a woman hanging there and his main friends like
and they love pushing this idea that the men are kind of the stupid ones and men are the ones that have to be like the butt of the joke and make fun of them and stuff. And yeah, okay, if you're doing it both ways, fine. I'm not going to complain too much, but it's just when I saw that, I don't really want to watch it too much.
If we went to cinema for superhero movie, we want something.
It's Thor, the God of Thunder. I want to see Thor kicking ass and doing stuff, and he should go through some troubles and the rest of it. But there just seems to be this underlying kind of message going on, you know. So yeah, I love the Thor movies, but now I'm kind of like,
I would not. Sometimes I think a superhero movie is also non-realistic, but if they turn into the way, I also feel like, so what's the point if I want to a superhero movie?
Yeah, and then all the Star Wars movies, I mean, many people are unhappy. I mean, they really ruined, I was such a fan, they really ruined the Star Wars movies. I've heard, though, that The Mandalorian is much better. But that's the one with Gina Carano. And then she actually got kicked off, and she's now doing movies with with Ben Shapiro, with that company, and she's doing well. But actually, she got kicked off for some kind of reason related to wokeness. Kicked off that show, the Mandalorian. Okay. But I've heard that one is much better.
I know. I think maybe that's a idea I tried to put into the movie recently, but I also, I don't know, I also watched some other movie recently. It's like it's not good. It's not only about the LGBTQ, but it's also,
I mean, that's just LGBTQ is one, right? But there are a whole lot of other themes that they keep putting in. I mean, there's race, there's gender, all sorts of things, right? I mean, like Buzz Lightyear.
New movie, I haven't watched yet, but
which has got like a gay or lesbian the kiss inside it. That movie hasn't been doing that well.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of these things, right? And I wonder when these companies are going to start learning.
Just I feel very disappointed to the movie.
Which one? Can you think of the name?
Just like what I say, like
that one that you showed earlier.
And also, I forgot Spider-Man. Sorry, I know Spider-Man also have a lot of they get lots of viewer, but I think that it's away from my memory of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man have lots of version. I only remember the first one, Tobey Maguire, yeah. And then other Spider-Man, what it makes it's like teenager movie. So I just don't.
Do you know that they actually have gone back and changed one of the Spider-Man movies? The Tobey Maguire one.
They changed Tobey Maguire one?
They changed one of them because he, I think he said something about, to the bad guy. He looked at the bad guy's costume and he said, "What, did your husband make that for you?" It's kind of like a joke, a little bit about gay. And they've actually gone back and taken that out of the movie.
Oh.
Ministry of Truth, right, from 1984. They're going back and changing the movies from the past. That there were no issues then because of this agenda.
What I do is like China.
Yeah,
and they try to go back and modify the movie.
Sure. They did that with the first Top Gun for certain audiences, right? They did it. They took the Taiwan flag off of his jacket. Luckily, the Taiwan flag was back for the new movie. Oh, you haven't seen it, you wouldn't know.
I know. It's all on the news.
And then I've heard that go back to Star Wars movies for the China audience, because I think they said in China they don't like black people. They'll make different posters for movies. And if there's a black guy, like in Star Wars, there was the one black guy, they changed it to a different character, or they'll make the black guy smaller. And they were fine to do that.
I also remember recently I watched not recently, maybe last year.
Yeah.
I watched a TV shows in Netflix. It's about astronaut. They try to go explore the space. I forgot the name, but I know the main character is Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank.
Swank, very famous one, right?
Okay, I'll find it for you. What did you hear about that one?
And I think in this show they try to pressure everyone.
It's Away.
Yeah, Away.
Yeah, and it got cancelled by Netflix.
Huh?
Yeah.
Got cancelled? Why?
I don't know. I just see Hilary Swank reacts to Away cancellation. Not to order a second season. Hilary Swank went to Instagram. "Love and hope will always remain my North Star." It was an incredible journey. So what did you hear about it? I haven't heard about this.
I watched a few episodes. I think they tried to put the gender scene and the races in there because they have a lot of combination in the team.
Okay.
First, the leader is Hilary Swank.
Okay.
She's a female, right? She also have a team member, China. I think they put a China woman inside that.
Okay.
And she's a lesbian. She's like a romantic relationship in that. But I think the story doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
And also they have a Russian people, black people.
And I see it here. I mean, when I search that show, is Netflix's woke programming driving subscribers away? So, yeah, possibly.
Is it?
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
I just see that, just searching for this Away.
Oh, is it about Away?
I think this one is about
it's
a few.
Because Away is not.
Yeah, but that's what comes up in Google when I search for it, right? So. But yeah, I really do think people are getting sick. I mean, I know I can speak for myself, just getting sick and tired of this.
I think I'm tired of it because I know they try to say, oh, those astronauts, they have their own stories and make it all the combinations spatial. But I think they put the kind of lesbian and China scene just on purpose.
That's it. It's on purpose. That's the key here. It's on purpose, right? Because they're injecting stuff in. They're looking for places where they can put it in just for those political reasons.
Yeah,
which is stupid, right?
I watched that. I just feel like, I don't know. It didn't really touch me. Just I feel like, oh my god, just it's like a similar. I know because you can see it's not nature. It's unnature. The whole story just makes me feel weird.
Sure, and it's not that escape anymore. It's like, okay, well, I'm being taught something, which was why Top Gun, this was so good because it was just go have fun. There was nothing in it. It had no agendas. It was just go and just watch a really cool movie.
I think if you want to talk about gender, you just make a movie that the main topic is about gender. Like
I'm happy for that.
Yeah, for example, like a sex education, the TV shows, they just try to talk about different sex, different gender, what's about their sexual preference. Anyway, I think the kind of show is great because they already told you that's what they want to talk to, and they use a better way to address it. But if it's like other movie, they just randomly implant into that, just feel weird.
Sure, like I said to you, I've watched some lesbian movies. Like, I quite thoroughly enjoyed them, especially the one I mentioned earlier. Like, it's a movie about lesbian people. You're going to see lesbian people. Fantastic.
Curious.
But why do you need to watch a movie about space and they're lesbian people? Like, and it's brought up as like a focal part of the movie. Why? What's the point of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what do they think? I mean, these movies are for like mainly for the West. What people in the West don't know about lesbians and gays now? Since when? I mean, come on, everybody knows.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, who doesn't know about that? Like, who in the world today, especially in the West, thinks racism is good? Like, everywhere you turn, you see the message: racism is bad. You see LGBT stuff. Like,
so
everywhere.
So
like, who they still trying to talk to about this?
That's true. So why they keep talking about the kind of work thing, right?
I have no idea.
No idea.
But I think they've pushed it too far, and you're starting to see it. And as I said, this is that silent majority. Finding, and they're using the best way. It's with what you buy. Nobody can force you to buy. Nobody can force you to watch. No one can force you to do anything. And I think people feel a bit worried to say something, so they say it with their wallets.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And companies, that's where this go woke, go broke thing came from, right? And I make it a point now. Every time I watch something and I see them put this in, I turn it off. Because they know when you turn it off. Then they know when a whole lot of people turn it off all at the same time. I've seen articles about it.
They probably,
so that's how you vote. So if I'm watching a show and all of a sudden I see them insert some stupid stuff, not stupid stuff, but insert something in a stupid way, right? That shouldn't be there, but it's only there for this kind of political messaging. Get the remote, turn it off.
Oh, that's a silence way to tell them.
Yeah. It's like, what, you're going to force me to watch it? Hold my eyelids open and make me watch this crap?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't know who they think that they need to force to accept these things. Right? Got no problem. You want to make a fantastic movie about a black female spy? Wicked. Let's have it. Make it really good.
Let me think about Catwoman.
But you don't need a female black 007. 007 was a book written about a British white male spy.
Spatially,
you
right?
can't change that. Right? That's who it's a book about that guy. You're making a movie about that book. That's who James Bond is. Why do you need to have a new James Bond?
If they
make
want
your own thing.
If they want to make a character, they just don't use 007's name. They probably create another agent's movie.
Exactly. Create another cool, fantastic movie about a black female spy. I'll go and watch it. Especially if it's well made and it's realistic and all the rest of it. Sure, happy to watch it, but just don't shove the shit down my throat and try and change everything that I know from the past.
I heard like people say it's like there's a movie, a history movie about a white man and just like white skinned people, but because they want to be political correct.
Yeah.
So they use a skin, I say good way, but just like more dark, brown people to play this character. But it doesn't make sense because it's talk about history.
Yeah.
I don't forget what's the movie's name, but I remember this news. There's a history talk about this position. Maybe it's some leader or empire or something like that. But it should be white skin.
Yeah.
But they hire some like dark-skinned people to play with it. It doesn't make any sense.
It's equality of outcome, right? Like you said earlier, then they'll have a movie and it'll have one black person, one white person, one Asian person, but that doesn't fit in the story. And why? Why would that be happening? You know, there are going to be certain jobs and certain sports. Like imagine if you wanted to do this with the NBA, right? And you made a movie about the NBA and it was all white people. I'd fucking be unhappy. I'd be like, what the hell are you doing, right? I mean, it's the NBA. I expect to see it representing reality that you're going to see majority black people. But in the same way, you're going to see other sport or another activity where it's mainly white people.
It's like
and there's nothing wrong with that.
If I watch a fighting show, like a MMA, I think it would be more exciting to see bunch of men.
Lesbians, right?
Men. I mean, it would be fun. Like you see bunch of men hitting each other, but
with lesbians in the background kissing.
But
because that would make a lot of sense, right? And then halfway through the fight, you'd see the camera shift towards two lesbians kissing. Yeah, and that'd be part of the story.
They were not fun. Think about if we want to watch a bunch of women, maybe I don't know, a bunch of women for what kind of movie?
I don't know. You told me.
And then you all shift into men. You will feel like
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if the movie is super for a woman, and all of a sudden you shift to be like a man.
You'd think it was bizarre, right? Why would you want to watch that kind of thing? So, I don't know. Anyway, I'd love to know what other people think because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I hope that people don't listen to that article. I hope that the film studios see this thing from Top Gun and realize if you want to make good money, make good movies. Stop being political. Politics has been put into everything now for some reason. And every time, all we have to do is think about politics. Let's have entertainment back. Right? And if they do that, I think that they'll make a lot of money. So I think we're getting close to the tipping point. And maybe Top Gun, especially the new one, is going to go down in a little bit of history. It's maybe the thing that finally pushed it over.
They can make people realize. Even as people say the movie theater is going down because of COVID and Netflix, the kind of stream media. But you
apparently not.
But when you see Top Gun, you say, okay. If you really make a good quality of movie,
people will watch it, and people will go to the cinema.
Yeah, they were willing to go to the cinema.
Sure, and hopefully these guys look at this and see the message and start like making some changes with the shows that they greenlight to make. And maybe this is finally the time where we get this pushback against all of this. Because I mean, I don't know, man. I think most people have got no issue. Like, I have no issue with transgender people, no issue with lesbians and gays at all. I just don't want people telling me what words I have to use. And I don't want stuff being pushed to kids. And a few issues like that. But actually, if somebody is transgender, sure, I feel if you feel you're trapped in the wrong body, I have a lot of empathy for you. But I have no issue with you having rights and all the rest. But don't make a whole lot of women shower with one person who still has a penis. I got an issue with that. But, you know, it's like I was talking to a young girl about this the other day, and she had a great point. She said about the toilet thing. Don't we already have toilets for disabled people? Like, couldn't you do something similar? Or even, I don't see those disabled toilets being used very often. Couldn't you have it for disabled people and also maybe trans people? I'm not saying trans people are connected to disabled people at all, but just couldn't you repurpose that as a possible solution so that now you have somewhere where transgender people could go?
Like you don't have to mix with cisgender.
Yeah. I don't even know these terms, right?
Oh, all right.
But I mean, something, and that girl said it made a lot of sense to me. Kind of a logical thing. I got no issue with transgender people at all. And I don't think a lot of people do. The issues most people have are with these other things, with forcing people to shower with someone who's transgender, where it's just one transgender person and maybe 20 people who aren't. That's not democracy. Why is the minority? Why are you forcing the majority to do something like that when there's a tiny minority of people.
I get a feeling it's like a charity foundation come here and say we are going to help some poor people. So I wish you donate money, but if I say no, you say, oh, you are such a bad people because you don't donate money. Like give me
it's about forcing people, right?
Forcing people. It's like if I don't follow your oath, you are so right. If people don't follow you, means they are all bad. I think it's kind
very
of
tribal. It's
tribal.
become very, very tribal. And I really believe that a lot of the people in the tribal way, I really would question how much they truly care about trans people, or do they care more about having this issue? Because they want to force people to do stuff. Like, you have to say that person is she. You have to force you to do that. And you have to force people, as I said, to let them shower. The shower one is because I read an article where they were making the girls' swimming team all shower with that Leah Thomas person, and I think still had a penis. So that I have an issue with. I have an issue with forcing people's speech and these types of things. But I don't have an issue with transgender people. I have an issue with this tribalist thing where they're pushing this onto everyone. And I think most people I know, I can't say that I speak for everybody, but most people I know feel very similarly. So if they're transgender people, okay. I mean, it's not the first time in my life I've seen this. I mean, when you used to travel to Thailand, you always saw ladyboys.
Yeah.
I never had an issue with them. Are they? I think they're transgender, right? Some of them.
I think they use a hormone, but
I know some of them do sex changes and the rest of it. So I think they're transgender. That's not a new thing, and I never had an issue with those people. So there's no problem. And I know most people I know, it's like, look, you do you, man. If you're an adult and you're transgender, okay, cool. Just don't make the majority of people all have to change for you. You know, you should be the one saying, I'm the minority. I should accept a few things. But they should have rights, 100%. Why not?
Yeah.
So, and I think most people are like that. But the people on the left, these tribal people, I don't think they're happy with this. I think that I'm just my own opinion. I don't think they really care about trans people. I think what they more care about is forcing everybody else to agree with them and obey them. And it's all about power.
Oh, that one I agree.
Yeah,
I think they use this kind of they take advantage from those minority and try to.
That's exactly the right way to say it. They take advantage of any kind of minority, even the vaccine. It's because the vaccine, right? Who developed the vaccine in America? It was Trump, right? And all the Democrat people were saying, you know, we'll never take this vaccine. It's dangerous. Blah blah blah. And then as soon as Biden won, they took it over, and now they almost. What did Biden say? He said when he came into office, there was no vaccine. Meanwhile, he'd already had it. Wasn't true. And then all of a sudden, it's force. It's this side is having it no problem. Another group of people doesn't want it. We're gonna force them.
Yeah, I think it's about power, right? So that's all the excuse. They try to use this an excuse to fight each other.
Every possible issue they can find, any area they can push this stuff, that's what they're doing. And it's all about power.
Oh.
And people are sick of it.
This is a way try to against conservative.
Possibly. It's just a way that they're just trying to get everybody to have to follow them, and they get that power. But who says they're right? Who said that's the arrogance of it is what gets me. Because who says that their ideas are right? Nobody.
Yeah.
But they believe their ideas are right. They want to force everyone to go along with them. But why? Why is some religious person wrong? Why? If somebody's family's been religious for the last 150 years, they have their beliefs. All of a sudden, you think these people think they have the right to go and tell that person, you're wrong, your beliefs are wrong. Why? Just because my beliefs are progressive? That makes sense. Who gives them that right? But they believe they have that right. And they believe that they have the right to force everybody to follow their ideology. Top Gun, yes. You see the people speaking, I think so.
Oh, that's a good way to. I mean, a good way to identify how people vote.
How they truly vote, how they truly feel, right?
Yeah, how they truly feel.
Right, so anyway, if you agree with us, let us know. If you disagree, fantastic, let us know too. But otherwise, let's please tell Abby, go and watch Top Gun. And watch number 1 too, please.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's very Diolian, right? You really lose faith.
I should watch Top Gun 1
first, yeah.
I'm curious. But where can I find
I want to go
anyway,
the second time, and it's back on IMAX, so maybe we should both go.
This time, I think you have time to eat popcorn.
Nah, I'm part of the left now. I'm going to force you to watch Top Gun. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back soon with the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hey.